Before we begin, let me ask you something. And answer honestly, quietly, within yourself. Have you ever smiled in public, while something inside you is slowly collapsing? Have you ever felt anxious for no clear reason? Fearful without danger? Heavy without explanation? Have you ever wondered why? Despite success, effort, prayer, or therapy, the mind still finds a way to suffer? If so, this message has found you at the right moment. Because what you're experiencing is not weakness. It is not failure. And it is not permanent. Paramahansa Yogananda once said, "The season of failure is the best time for sowing the seeds of success." Depression, anxiety, and fear are not punishments. They are signals. They are the soul's way of calling you inward. And today, you will learn 6 profound teachings from Yogananda. Teachings that do not suppress pain, but dissolve it at its root. Stay with me until the end. One of these teachings may quietly change the direction of your entire life. Before we go deeper, take a moment now. If you are seeking clarity, peace, and inner strength, subscribe to Inner Divine. This channel is not about motivation. It is about transformation. If this message resonates even slightly, press the like button, not for the algorithm, but to affirm your commitment to your own healing. And in the comments, write just one line. I choose inner freedom. Your words carry power. Let this space become a field of shared awakening. Now, let us begin. Teaching 1, you are not your mind. Yogananda taught a truth so gentle that the restless mind often resists it. You are not your thoughts. You never were. Depression may whisper, "I am broken. Something is wrong with me." Anxiety may warn, "Something bad is coming. Stay alert." Fear may insist, "I am not safe. I must protect myself." But listen carefully, these are voices, not identities. They speak to you, not for you. The mind is an instrument, like a radio tuned by habit, memory, and past experience. Sometimes it plays harmony. Sometimes it plays static. But you are not the sound. You are the listener, sitting quietly behind it. Most suffering begins the moment we forget this simple distinction, when we merge with every passing thought and mistake mental noise for truth. Yogananda explained that the mind is shaped by old impressions, what Eastern philosophy calls samskaras. These impressions repeat themselves until they are seen clearly. When awareness falls asleep, thoughts feel personal, permanent, and real. But when awareness wakes up, thoughts reveal their true nature. Temporary visitors, nothing more. Sit quietly for a moment and observe. A thought appears. It lingers briefly. Then it fades. If it can fade, how can it be you? Freedom does not begin by fighting the mind or forcing it to be silent. It begins with witnessing. You do not argue with clouds. You watch them pass across the sky. Do the same with your thoughts. This single shift, from identification to observation, slowly, gently, and inevitably, loosens the grip of depression, anxiety, and fear. Not through struggle, but through awareness. Teaching 2, restlessness is the root of suffering. Paramahansa Yogananda often said that peace does not disappear. It becomes covered by movement, covered by noise, covered by a mind that never rests. Anxiety is not caused by the future. Depression is not caused by the past. Both are born from the same source. Restlessness of attention. The modern mind is trained to wander, from thought to thought, from screen to screen, from worry to comparison, from memory to imagination. The body may be still, but the mind is always running. Yogananda taught that when the mind runs endlessly, the soul cannot be heard. And when the soul is unheard for too long, heaviness appears. Restlessness creates tension. Tension creates fatigue. Fatigue creates despair. But stillness reverses this entire process. Stillness is not emptiness. It is return. When the mind pauses, the nervous system softens. The breath deepens. The heart regains its natural rhythm. Even a few minutes of conscious stillness each day begins to rewire inner chaos. You do not need to silence the mind completely. That comes later. All that is needed now is to gently interrupt its constant motion. Sit. Breathe. Notice the space between thoughts. In that space, anxiety loosens its grip. In that space, depression loses its weight. Yogananda reminded us that peace is not something you create. It is something you remember. When restlessness fades, stillness is not escape from life. It is alignment with it. And from alignment, clarity naturally arises. Teaching 3. Emotions are energy in motion. Paramahansa Yogananda taught that emotions are not enemies to be conquered, but energies asking to be understood. Fear, sadness, and anxiety are movements within consciousness. They are energy in motion. When emotion is resisted, it tightens. When it is suppressed, it sinks deeper into the body. But when it is gently observed, it begins to flow again. Most people are taught to fight what they feel, to distract themselves, to judge their own emotions. Yogananda offered a quieter path, presence without reaction. When fear arises, do not argue with it. Do not label it as weakness. Simply notice its sensation in the body. Where does it live? In the chest? In the stomach? In the breath? As awareness rests there, the emotion softens. Energy that once felt overwhelming becomes lighter, less dense. This is not denial. It is understanding. Emotion passes when it is allowed to complete its movement. Like a wave, it rises and falls. You are not the wave. You are the ocean, in which every emotion appears. When this truth is remembered, fear loses its power, and calm returns naturally without force, without struggle. Teaching 4. Fear is forgetfulness of the divine. Paramahansa Yogananda taught that fear is not a flaw in the soul, but a moment of forgetting. Fear arises when consciousness forgets its source, when awareness shrinks to the body, to circumstances, to outcomes beyond control. In those moments, life feels fragile, the future feels threatening, and the heart tightens. But beneath fear, there is always a deeper presence. Yogananda reminded us that you are never truly alone. The same intelligence that turns a seed into a tree moves quietly within your breath. When attention turns inward, fear begins to dissolve, not because problems vanish, but because perspective expands. You remember that life is not happening to you, but through you. Trust is not blind belief. It is alignment with this deeper flow. Each time you pause, each time you breathe consciously, each time you choose awareness over panic, you reconnect with the divine within. Fear cannot survive where remembrance is alive. As this remembrance deepens, the heart softens, the mind steadies, and a quiet courage replaces fear. Not dramatic, but enduring. Teaching 5. Suffering as a path to awakening. Paramahansa Yogananda never denied suffering. He illuminated it. He taught that pain is not a punishment, but a messenger. Suffering enters life when the soul is ready to grow beyond an old pattern, an old identity, an old way of seeing. Depression often appears when the heart has outgrown what once felt familiar. Anxiety arises when life is preparing you for expansion. Nothing is wasted. Even moments of darkness carry intelligence within them. When you stop asking, "Why is this happening to me?" and begin asking, "What is this shaping within me?" suffering changes its role. It becomes a teacher, not an enemy. Yogananda reminded us that storms do not come to destroy the sky. They come to clear it. When this understanding settles, resistance softens, acceptance deepens, and within acceptance, awakening begins. Quietly, patiently, inevitably. Teaching 6. Daily alignment creates lasting freedom. Healing is not dramatic. It is daily. Small moments of awareness, gentle discipline, kindness toward yourself. Yogananda emphasized that liberation is built through consistency, not intensity. A few minutes of meditation, a few conscious breaths, a single loving thought, repeated daily. Over time, the mind reorganizes itself. Peace becomes natural. Remember this. And let it sink beneath thought. You are not broken. Nothing within you is damaged or missing. You are not failing at life. You are becoming. Shedding old layers, old identities, old ways of surviving. Depression is not who you are. It is a signal asking for gentleness. Anxiety is not your destiny. It is energy seeking direction. Fear is not your truth. It is forgetfulness, not reality. Beneath every thought, beneath every emotion, there is awareness. Silent, steady, untouched. That is who you are. You are awareness. Learning, slowly and patiently, to remember itself. Do not rush this remembering. Let this message settle into your breath. Let it echo quietly in the spaces between thoughts. Nothing more is required right now. If this video brought even a moment of clarity, a single breath of relief, or a quiet sense of recognition, subscribe to Inner Divine. What awaits you here is not temporary inspiration, but teachings meant to reshape how you think, feel, and live. Like this video, so this wisdom can reach those who need it most. And in the comments, affirm your choice by writing, "I choose inner freedom." May peace find you, not because life grows lighter, but because you grow still within it.